Morning, happy Homebrew Wednesday, 4 days late. As you can see, it's raining out. I was gonna go for a hike this morning up on the top of Mount Whittier, which my winter warmer is named after. I was gonna go up there and go to the cabin that you see on the label that's hidden up there on the top of the mountain and crack one open up there, but that'll have to wait till another day. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Late, like I said. It's been a busy week with Christmas Eve. Work's been busy, so I'm late. I apologize. I don't have a homebrew today. I'm drinking Sebago Brewing Company out of Maine. Their Slick Nick Long Winter Ale, which Sebago's become one of my favorites to stock in the bar or fridge. They got some great beers to try. So, cheers. Merry Christmas. Yeah, I like that. So, Christmas Eve, all the kids came over, the older kids. I have 3 kids in their 20s, and Jeffrey was 14. So, Mariah and her boyfriend Clark, Ariel and her boyfriend Corey, Greg and his girlfriend Brittany, Jeffrey and my wife Lori and I. And we had Christmas Eve. We do our annual Chinese food dinner. We order Chinese, pick it up, come here for dinner, and then we have a gift exchange with the older kids, and then they're off to do whatever they want Christmas Day with their significant others, families, and stuff like that. So it works out well. We've been doing it for quite a few years. So bonus, 3 of my children are over 21, and they got me some great beers for Christmas. So thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. I got a quick clip to show you the stuff I got for Christmas. Got a ton of stuff from my brewery, good beers, and what else? Yeah, beer supplies. So they know me well. Okay, so we just got done having Christmas 2014. And as you can see, my family and kids know me well. My kids got me an excellent selection of beers. They've got a nice taster set, Bruins coffee mug, Dunkin' Donuts, Good Beer Store gift card, bar stuff. I got an awesome new sign for my Christmas countdown clock. I've got a cooler for horseshoes. No more carrying my cooler up to the horseshoe pits at the campgrounds. Nice tin sign for the bar. Thermometer, digital one, infrared, help dial in the temperatures better. I'm gonna get some hops growing. Beer calendar and floating thermometer. Overall, it was a great Christmas. All the older kids were here last night, Christmas Eve. And we had Mariah and Clark this morning with Jeffrey. It was a great time, great day. So, the Christmas countdown clock, just to show you, is gonna go, oops, sorry. Right in place of our Guinness one. Right now it's at 0. It was Christmas. So that'll go right in there perfectly. Where are we? There we go. So I'll have that set up. Hope everybody else had a Merry Christmas. And I'll check you in a bit. We got a little video clip here back in October. Our Interstate Brewers Unlimited Brew Club that I belong to. Like I said, there's only like 12 of us active members in the group. We just started a couple of years ago, a year and a half ago. Great small group of guys and gals. And we went to private people, asked them if we could have their private landowners, and asked if we could have their apples off their trees that were just forgotten about wild orchards that are overgrown and A lot of them said yes, help yourself. So we collected all the apples. We spread out over the county. I think 3 groups of us, and we collected wild apples one day. It was a great time. We all met at the end, one location at Jeff's house, dropped them all off, then went out for beers and appetizers at 302 Smokehouse West. And then some of them went to a private orchard who at the end of the season likes to have all their trees picked of all the apples. So we got a bunch of apples that way too. All the apples that we collected, whether it were wild or off the orchard, were only out of trees. We didn't take any drops from the ground, just because you never know what the deer and stuff like that will pass along. So we collected it all, stored it all at Jeff's house, and then we had a cider pressing day. Jeff has a press he made, and you'll see in the video, great setup he's got. 12 of us, I think. We were almost all there, so I don't know how many exactly, but you'll see we collected the apples, brought the bins out, we washed them in a big barrel full of star sand and water, mixed them all up, picked out anything that had rotten spots, threw them out, and then we fed it to, he's got a plywood bin made up with a wheel a cylinder that he made with stainless steel screws hooked to a motor that spins and grinds all the apples up. And you'll see Jeffrey spent 90% of the day feeding that thing. Hats off to Jeffrey, he worked hard that day for us. Then, let's see, then it came out like apple coleslaw out of the grinder. So we collected all that as it came out, and he had cheesecloth in wooden bins lined with cheesecloth. You put the mash in, I call it mash, but the apple grindings in, fold the cheesecloth over it, set it up again, stack another one up. You'll see the stacks in the pictures in the video. And then he did like 4 of them, I guess, and then a bottle jack, and then with a beam above it, and he just cranked down, and it worked great. You'll see the runnings. I want to say we ended up with 85 gallons of cider, and it tasted phenomenal. So I ended up with 2 4-gallon batches. I got one on champagne yeast going in the cold side of the basement, and then I have one on MO2 yeast up in my bedroom right now, keeping it above 65 just to keep it going. So it was a really fun day. I can't wait to do it again next year. This was our first time, and I think it's going to be a great annual event. So hope you like that part of it.
He's like, he's in heaven.
Oh, wow.
How are we doing, Kathy? 4 gallons, huh?
Hey, mate, so how do you like your robos?
So today is a great football day. We got the Patriots playing the Bills today, which the Patriots already have their season wrapped up pretty much. So home field advantage is locked up, so I'm not worried about them. Packers play the Lions today in Lambeau. So sorry, Paulie. I hope your Lions go down. So we're gearing up for that game, the 4:25 Packers game. That's going to be a big game in this house. My wife's from the Detroit area. Her family is all mostly Lions fans. She's a 49ers fan. I'm a Packers fan first, Patriots fan second. So it's going to be a great day of football. And we got a cookbook for Christmas from my daughter's friend Chantel. Beer and Baking Cookbook. Oh my god, unbelievable looking recipes in here. So I took a bunch of pictures of the recipes that we got going for today. Show you the quick clip of those. Okay, so that's all I got for this week. It's kind of mismatched, bunch of stuff together. Like I said, it was a busy week with Christmas and all that. I did end up getting, I bottled 2 cases of my UTA gingerbread ale, 2 cases of my winter warmer, which I call Mount Whittier warmer, for that mountain that you saw at the beginning of the footage. I kegged Hydration Twins Red Ale, and I dry hopped my Kettle to Keg IPA. So that'll be ready to go to secondary this afternoon. Excuse me. And I put together a little video of, because I call this time of year bottle time of year, because so many people give homebrew away as presents. You do beer swaps with your brew clubs, which we do. That's coming up next month. I can't wait for that. And so I had 408 bottles. Now I'm down to almost, I guess, 100 cleaned and ready to go. So I showed you a brief thing about video on how I clean and delabel my bottles. I don't put any manual labor into it other than just filling the water, cool it with water. So it's kind of a long video, so I tagged it at the end of this. That way there, if you want to bail out, you can bail out. If not, you can watch it. But I will be posting it separately as well, so that if people want to Google, YouTube search for bottle cleaning, easier. So that's it. Happy Homebrew Wednesday, and I will be downloading one on time next Wednesday because I will be going out of town for New Year's Eve. So cheers. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Okay, I'll show you how I clean my bottles. If anyone has any better ideas, I'd love to hear them. I'm all about learning easier ways. So I have the OxyClean free, dye-free, perfume-free, and chlorine-free. I mix it in a bucket of hot water, and I have my rinsed out bottles with all the labels on them. I like to get all the labels off my bottles. So what I do is I take 2 bottles, dip in the solution, fill them with the OxyClean water, and I take and put them in my cooler. And I fill the cooler right full of the bottles, and then I take the solution, fill the cooler to about 1 inch over all the bottles, and I leave it sit for a week. So I'll show you in a little bit. Okay, so what I do is I take, after I do the bottles, I just make sure every one is filled to the top. There we go. Put the hose in, dump my solution in, and I just let it fill up to about, like I said, about 1 inch over the top. Then I'll top it off. Bingo, that's it. So then I just close it And I let it sit like that for a week, and when I'm done, you just pull the bottles out, and the labels fall right off. Okay, so it's been 10 days that my bottles have been in my cooler. I've had a lot of things to do, so I let them sit for a while. So what I do is, as you can see in here, the labels are all falling off the bottles. All by themselves. It might be dark, but
It's very dark.
so what I do is I just reach in, pull the bottle, dump the water out, and then take the bottles. As you can see, here's one with the bottle labels stuck kind of. See, and they just fall right off. So that's how they all come. Here's one that's hard. I'll deal with that one later. Same with these. Peel right off. Done. So I'll get all these ready and take them into my sink and show you what I do from there. Alright? And there it is. All the labels slide right off the bottles onto the bottom of the cooler. No scraping. No trying to get all the glue off. No dealing with a messy sink in my wife's kitchen after I'm done with sticky stuff all over the strainer and the scrub brush. So what I do now is I bring my bucket of bottles out, take them out, and I've got hot water with Star Sand. Like I said, it was already PBW or OxyClean, whichever one I use. I have both, so I just do a quick once over the bottle, take it, put it in the rinse water, and put it in my fast drying rack, which I happen to love. That's one of the best inventions ever. So just do that all. Don't have a little bit of label left. And then they go in the drying rack, dry them up, and then I box them into 12 packs, put a piece of cardboard over the top so nothing gets in the top in the bottle necks, and I put it away until further use. Bring it out, Star Sand them again before I bottle, and I'm good to go with perfectly clean bottles with no glue residue, no label, nothing. So, hope this is helpful. Cheers.